This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Well, good day. I'm Elena Rusk. We begin with what police are saying looks to be another case of a resident shooting and killing a burglar. About 2:40 this morning, Bakersfield police were called out to a report of a shooting at an apartment complex on North Half Moon Drive. That's near Ming Avenue and Ash Road. Police say they found a man outside of an apartment suffering from gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he was declared dead. Officers say their preliminary investigation revealed the shooting victim was attempting to force entry into an apartment when a resident fired a legally owned firearm, killing that alleged intruder. Police say that resident is cooperating with investigators. Now, this follows a similar case out of Northeast Bakersfield on August 21st, when Bakersfield police were called to a home on University Avenue near Redlands Drive for a report of an armed robbery. In that case, police say two men tried to break into a home when a resident shot and killed one of them. That resident also cooperated with police and was not arrested. A homicide investigation continues this morning southwest of Bakersfield. The Kern County Sheriff's Office saying detectives responded to a call off Highway 119 just before 4:30 Friday afternoon over east of the area of I-5. It's not known what prompted the call, but all KCSO would say was that they were investigating the deaths of two people in the area. And we are learning 3 people died in a crash near Arvin Friday night. According to the California Highway Patrol, it happened near Malaga Road and Sunset Boulevard just after 10 p.m. when a semi-truck driver reportedly ran a stop sign and hit a Honda Accord. Officers say that crash killed all 3 people in the car, and none of them were wearing seatbelts. A 17 News viewer says the victims were a married couple and their friend. The CHP says the truck driver was not injured and has not been arrested, though their investigation continues. Now to a signature issue here at KGET, pedestrian safety. And it was a deadly weekend on Kern County's roads. This morning, a man has died at the hospital after he was reportedly hit by a car in central Bakersfield last night. Investigators say it happened about 10:45 on P Street. They say the man was hit in the road and the driver took off. That pedestrian taken to the hospital but later died. Investigators say speed appears to be a factor, and they're still trying to figure out if alcohol may have been involved. And earlier this morning, a person was hit by a car and killed south of Shafter. The CHP saying it happened on Highway 43, also known as Santa Fe Way, just after 2 a.m. The northbound lanes of the Central Valley Highway were closed, so you were asked to avoid the area during the commute, but it has since reopened. Police arrested dozens of people and impounded several vehicles during multiple takeover sideshows in Bakersfield over the weekend. The BPD saying they arrested 27 people from Saturday night into early Sunday morning for participating in what are called takeover sideshows. Police say a street takeover is when hundreds of people coordinate to take over a certain intersection, block traffic, and, quote, engage in dangerous vehicle stunts. Just before 10 p.m. Saturday, BPD officers showed up at a reported takeover sideshow at the intersection of Oswell and Virginia Streets. Police reported arresting 11 people and impounding 7 vehicles during this first incident. Then they say that takeover group moved to the intersection of Panama Lane and Monitor Street, where the BPD says 18-year-old Matthew Cuevas of Bakersfield reportedly hit 2 BPD patrol cars with his vehicle, causing some minor damage. And police say he also tried to hit an officer. That officer not injured. Cuevas and 6 others were arrested. 2 vehicles were impounded at that second location. And then just after 1 a.m. Sunday morning, police say the takeover group moved to the intersection of Panorama Drive and Morning Drive. At this third location, 7 adults and 2 juveniles were arrested, as well as 6 vehicles impounded. Police say anyone with information on this event or its coordinators are asked to call the BPD at 327-7111. Here in Bakersfield, there are road closures and construction projects beginning today. Workers beginning a pavement rehabilitation project on California Avenue between Union and Washington Street from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily on weekdays from now until the middle of December. Stockdale Highway will be closed in both directions between McDonald Way and Northstein Road between 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. those overnight hours today through Wednesday for the removal of some false work. And all northbound lanes of Highway 99 between Ming Avenue and the 58 will be closed overnight between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. starting today through Thursday for the installation of false work on the highway there.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
Well, in business news, a series of community education workshops are continuing as county officials are engaging the public on a proposed 1-cent sales tax increase. Now, this is going to appear on your ballot as Measure K if you live in an unincorporated Kern area. That local control tax measure is one way to offset revenue losses to the county as property taxes from the oil and gas industry continue to decline. Recent surveys of voters in unincorporated Kern are showing some support for maintaining and improving vital public safety, like emergency response, crime prevention, and homelessness. But there are continued educational workshops if you have some questions. One is happening tonight from 6 to 7 at the Kernville Community Building on Kernville Road. And on Thursday, a workshop will be held at the Lost Hills Community Center from 6 to 7. The public encouraged to attend and learn more. Well, now for the latest on the monkeypox virus in Kern County, as public health officials have announced another case of the disease. That brings our total to 15 probable or confirmed cases locally. Officials say while contracting monkeypox is rare, it can be painful. Symptoms include a rash, swollen lymph nodes, body aches, and fatigue. To help mitigate the spread of this virus, local health officials are hosting another monkeypox vaccination clinic this weekend. Kern Public Health hosting that event this Saturday from noon to 4 at the Center for Sexuality and Gender Diversity on 18th Street. If you plan on getting the vaccine, you are asked to go on the Kern Public Health website and fill out a registration form before you go. This morning, a portion of the West Side Parkway was dedicated to late Mayor Harvey Hall. In honor of Bakersfield's longest-serving mayor and founder of Hall Ambulance Service Incorporated, the stretch of roadway will run between the Coffee and Allen Road exits. Assemblyman Vince Fong, along with Assemblyman Rudy Salas, Senator Melissa Hurtado, and Senator Shannon Grove, introduced ACR 64 in April last year with unanimous support on the Assembly and Senate floors and from the Assembly Transportation Committee. Signage for the Harvey L. Hall Memorial Highway was paid through private funds at no expense to taxpayers. And check this out, a Board of Supervisors vote is all that stands between KCSO and the producers of the TV show Cops. Sheriff Donnie Youngblood submitted a letter to the Board of Supervisors asking for their approval of the agreement. In the letter, Youngblood says featuring deputies on the program would help recruitment and enhance transparency. If the agreement is approved, KCSO would grant camera crews access to deputies and other sheriff's office personnel. The episodes would then appear on the Fox Nation streaming service at a later time. The Board of Supervisors will vote on the item during tomorrow's meeting. All right, meanwhile, firefighters also continue to improve containment on the Fairview fire burning in the city of Hemet. The flames now 53% contained in that fire, and it remains over 28,000 acres in size. The fire has wreaked havoc across Riverside County since it was first spotted a week ago. 2 people were found dead in a car that was destroyed by the fast-moving fire, and at least 1 other person injured. 36 structures have been destroyed, and evacuation orders and warnings are still in place, along with road closures to keep people out of Hemet as firefighters battle this fire, but no word yet on how it may have started. Meanwhile, 3 suspects caught taking advantage of people fleeing the Fairview fire. Deputies arrested these so-called Fairview fire burglars after catching them red-handed in an empty home. Officials took 31-year-old Devin Hooker, 42-year-old John Blackwood, and 50-year-old Michael Serrano into custody on Saturday around 1:40 in the afternoon after residents called 911 reporting suspicious activity. The deputies found one of the suspects in a parked car, the other 2 inside a home that had been broken into. All 3 were arrested and booked on charges of burglary and looting in an evacuation area.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.